Hello and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Woohoo! That's right. Woohoo! Right, so now we have 38 grand. We should have plenty of money to be able to go buy a car and then still do something to it. Of course, my great fear was buying the car and then be able to sit there and look at it and go, oh, it's nice, but I can't afford to fix it. So we're going to go to the auction, and this might take a few attempts, so we might have to quit out of a couple of auctions until we get the 300SL option. Let's have a look. Here we go. Alright, Mercedes-Benz 300SL. In fact, they're both in this list if I needed a 560 as well, but of course we've already got one of those. So there, awesome. I know this selection is probably going to be random, but if you've got new DLC, I think it's probably useful to increase the rate at which the new cars appear. Okay, so it starts at 17. Let's see if we can actually afford this. This would be very annoying and embarrassing and so forth. There's other people bidding for it before look. I'm only clicking once and other people are clicking several times. I say other people, you know. Okay, this is getting a bit... Come on. I really don't want to be spending... Oh dear. Oh no, I'm not going to have enough money, am I? Oh dear. At this point, I could always sell one of my other cars, I guess, if I do buy it, but oh, that's... Pretty much, can I still bid? No, I can't bid anymore. So there we go. Awesome news. In which case, I'm tempted to buy anything else, do it up and sell it, because then we'll get a big chunk of cash. Or at least I believe it'll be a bigger chunk of cash than it would be if we just took a job. I guess it's time to test that with this shitty looking M8, as it's the next thing on the list. If I can even afford this. Again, it's getting to the point where even if I do buy this, I'm not sure I can afford to fix it. Uh-oh. So should I bid again? No, I won't bid again. I can just go and sell something out in my garage, I guess. But, don't want to. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh dear. Oh, this is a much cheaper start point, so I'll almost certainly be able to buy this. If the 300SL had been a 3-star car and I hadn't afforded it, I might have bothered trying to quit out of the auction and come back in and try and find a 2 or a 1-star car. But as it was only a 2-star car and I still couldn't afford it, I'm not sure. Trying hard to find a 1-star version is really worth the effort. Anyway, we'll almost certainly be able to buy this, so... in fact, we could buy the other Mercedes, perhaps, the 560. Oh, just wondering about it, I've missed an opportunity to buy the ERS. Yeah. So here we go. It kind of makes more sense to me to try and buy another Mercedes to do up, as it's the Mercedes DLC. I do like this two-tone colour they get. Right then, let's see if we can afford this 3-star beauty. Lots of interest. Come on, everyone else, go away. I don't want to be spending much more than 30 on this really, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get this one either. I think the one I bought before was a 2-star, so I don't remember having to spend this much on it, but... Of course I have got no memory at all, so... Well, this isn't going to happen, is it? Come on. Go on. Ooh, I thought I was going to go all the way around. Go on, this... Oh, I can't really afford to spend any more. Oh, for fuck's sake. Go on, I'll risk it. Watch me get stuck with it. No, I definitely can't afford it now. Don't win. Alright, I'm going to quit out and try a different... or shall I? Oh, indecision. Okay, another 3-star car. I note that there's a Malak at the bottom of the list, and apparently they've increased the bonus for completing Malaks. But at the moment there's also a bug that if you buy or do something with the last car in the auction that it crashes the game. I'm not sure if they've fixed that yet, so I'm a little bit dubious about waiting to that point. So this is on 15. I suppose I could try buying this. What's next? The Katagiri, GT20. I was just thinking, there's no point trying to think if I want to keep these, because the whole point's to sell one. Oh, missed. It's going really well, this. Stuff it, I'm going to quit. Right, so back to the auction. Woo, 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 woo. Here we are, another auction. Okay, we've got a 300 SL here too, which is a good sign. We'll have to be nice to see whether it's 2 or 3 stars on the screen. Also, something else I've thought that I'd quite like is to see, as well as these buttons, is to go to next auction. So quitting out and coming to the next auction takes forever. And you kind of feel that just loading to the next auction would be much faster. Oh, that's nice. Look, a 1-star car. I'm hoping that our 300 SL is nice and crap. Okay. Oh, it's 3-star. Not very hopeful, but you know, we've got to try. So that 3, 4, many other clicks between mine. Come on, it's just me. Go on, scare everyone else by raising really quickly. Go on, bye. Go on, bye, everyone. Ooh, oh. That's a faint sense of hope that it's going to get all the way around with your bid on. Oh dear. Okay, there might be some heavy editing of this going on until I find a 2-star or 1-star version that I maybe can afford. In fact, wasn't the last one 2-star? So this is actually a higher starred vehicle, isn't it? Just realised. How annoying. Oops. Did I buy it? I bought it for 35. Ooh, crikey, that's a bit scary. Alright, well, job done. Yeah, that's quick, because it's not like we can afford anything else. Okay, so here we are, with our horrible coloured and rather expensive vehicle, leaving us with not much money. There's your gull-wing doors. Wow, oh, I haven't got a boot to open. So there we go, there it is in its rather yucky... Wow, it's a different colour when you put the boot up, look. Let's just presume be a lighting effect. Oh, look at it reflecting all the yellow and black. It isn't there. Oh, it's got this line going away from in front of it, look. Awesome. Right, so let's get inside the plastic. Look at it. It's horrible plastic. It's like a kid's toy. What's that? What's that on the steering wheel? Okay. Forgetting how I get out. There we go. Some sort of weird knob. Yeah, not me. Different story. Right, okay, so let's stick it on the lifter. There we go. Now, I was thinking about having the other Mercedes sat in the garage whilst I was working, but to be honest, every time I have to load the garage up, it takes that much longer for every vehicle that you've got here that I think I'll just do it at the end. Yeah. Alright, so... usual things that we start with are taking off all the bodywork and fixing that up. So let's do that. There's a hefty amount of yellow and black reflected here. Yeah, no fenders or wings or whatever you call them. Oh, not at all. Alright, oh. There we go. Now, open the door. Okay, so that's all of the bodywork. There's no bumper, I guess I've taken it off, or there wasn't one. I should have sold everything else out of my inventory first, of course, just to keep it clean. Certainly get rid of all the crap. Yeah. And this stuff, don't want any of this. Alright. So there was a front bumper. That's not bad condition either, so let's go and break all this. I don't know if there's any fancy lights available in the special shop, what's it called? Tuner shop. So if I put in SL, no, okay, it is an SL, isn't it? It's not an SEC, yeah, okay, yeah. Memory of a fish. So let's fix these. That wasn't too bad. 1 breakage out of 12 clicks, that's actually about 10%. So let's stick those pieces back on, because it's nice to have it looking good. Not sure which bit broke, because that would have required noticing and memory and stuff. Probably a door, knowing my luck. Oh, okay. Didn't have a trunk, of course. Ah, it was the rear. That's not too bad. No one will notice the lack of a light. Strange black hole on the side. No. Yeah, what's going on here? 2, please. Thank you. Alright, so that's all the bodywork. Apart from the dodgy tail light, which we can sell. Sell all for nothing. Great. Oh, yellow and black. Look. There's a little bit over there, look. Obviously that's what it's reflecting. So now it's the strip down. So let's do it. Stripping it down. Yeah. Woo. Ah, this is some rusty crap. So here we go, finally doing what we set out to do. 6 episodes in, or whatever it was, to the DLC. It seems that I didn't leave myself enough cash when I finished the game last time, but I had enough for the first car, to be fair, and maybe instead of doing all the little jobs, if I'd gone and bought a car, done it up and sold it, you know, like I've done here, the auction buy, I mean. I think there's more money in that, so that'd probably been a better way, but I don't know, maybe I forgot how long it would take doing the jobs, but still. It's been kind of nice to get back into the game in a way as well, having had a little hiatus. So let's hope there's less time between now and the next DLC they bring out. They did mention, I think I've said as well, that they were in talks with Maserati. So if they were going to bring in some more cars, you kind of assume that would be another, I think it was 5 months they took to develop this DLC for Mercedes. So, and that's 2 cars and a few extra bits and pieces. So let's hope it doesn't take that long. Going forwards, if they do have other cars to add. Obviously it takes longer to add an actual car, because the other cars in the game are sort of you know, versions of, you know, they're not actually licensed, so they have the ability to not have to make them look exactly right. Whereas a manufacturer, as games like Gran Turismo found out, they really, you know, if you want to use their cars in a game, they have to be sort of as perfect as you can make them, so it can be a bit frustrating, I think, or not frustrating, but time-consuming for those who are modelling the cars. So anyway, there we go. Right, so this is the same engine as the 560 at least, so this is all relatively familiar in that I've done it once before. All these little rocker arm things. Oh yeah, I was going to say I couldn't see one there. It's completely camouflaged by the rust. Wow! Oh, you can just make it out when you move. Look at that. Wow, that's full-on rust, rustification. Right, okay. That's the ignition wires, I believe that was. Oh no, it was a fuel injection, wasn't it? The mechanical fuel injection. Because if it just said fuel injection, I wouldn't think twice about it. But it says mechanical fuel injection, it makes you think, oh. But of course, oh, ignition coils up here. Look, they're not connected to the gearbox. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they're ignition coils rather than starter motors, which, you know, presumably means something to people who know what that means. Yeah, of course it would. Ugh. Anyway, right. So here we go. We've got a lot of the engine top off. Oh, we have to get the distributor off. Little disty. Oh yeah, take the caps off. There are clips even. What's that rusty looking clip? Look, clip B. Oh, you don't get to see a little picture of it. So there we go. That's the top of that bit. So then we can take off. Oh no, we can't take off the pistons, of course. We need to take off the oil pan first, of course. Yeah. Okay, so the rest of it needs to go up in the air. We could bother taking off the wheels and brakes and stuff now as well, perhaps. Yeah? No? Oh, I have to click on it first. Good grief. Going on about getting back into the game and I still sometimes forget how it works. Only, you know, 80 odd hours in. But there you go, I could say I can many millions of hours, whatever it is, into my life and I still don't remember all sorts of important stuff, so... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In fact, I remember sort of maps and that sort of pictorial stuff much better than I remember, like, information or names or... To be fair, faces either. That feels like a similar thing, but isn't, obviously. Okay, got the suspension-y bits off. The shock absorber, and then the bottom bit, and then we can take off the knuckle. There we go, that's the suspension on that side removed. So let's get around this side. Yep. Awesome. So we're still effectively in the wheel hub on the other side, but we've managed to sort of pull ourselves around on a little mechanics, one of those little sledge things they use. Sledge. Those little things they slide about on their backs. Even though this thing's up in the air and I wouldn't need to do that. Talking nonsense. Ah, yeah. So, there we go. Take all this off. Upper arm. A shock absorber. Okay. There we go. Take off the steering arm thing. Whatever it's called. Sway bar. And then knuckle on that side. Good. Take that off whilst we're here. Right, so we need to take the oil pan off. We need to drain the oil first. Need our oil buddy. Oh. There we go. Suck it to your chest. And we get under here. There we go. That should be about right. Yeah. Nope. And drain. Okay, we weren't charged anything, so that was obviously correct. There's a decent amount of oil in a rusty looking engine. Right, so now we can go ahead and remove this slightly wonky looking oil pan, so it's all at a slight angle. Not sure why that is, but interesting. Right, now I'm looking for, there we go, bearing caps. Awesome, right, okay, get those out whilst we're here. Another one on this side. Yeah, all hiding behind the suspension arm thing. Oh, we'll take the oil filter off whilst we're here. Right. In fact, can this come off? No, something's still connected to it, obviously. Ah, the steering rack. Ah, of course, it's got its bush in. Gotta get the bush out. No one likes leaving the bush in. All sorts of issues. There we go. So, now that we've removed the bush, there we go. So that's all the steering stuff out. Can't get that out here. I need to drop the engine back down again to get to the pistons, which is the next thing to come out. But whilst we're down here, we can remove the gearbox. There we go. Which of course requires the drive shaft to be disconnected first. Okay, it's got a rusty looking one. And then we can have at the gearbox. Needs to take all this off for us to be able to get the crankshaft out. I'd say of course, but you know, if you know what I'm doing, then you know what I'm doing. If you don't, it doesn't mean anything. Clutch plate, flywheel. So then the next thing there is the crankshaft, which we can't remove yet, but we will be able to when we've taken all the pistons and stuff out. So let's do that. Yeah. Doesn't have a back seat, does it? No, it's a proper sports car. Oops. Right, let's take that whilst we're here. Ah, now I do remember people talking about the battery being hard to find, so just remember that I haven't seen the battery yet. Have to go looking for that. Maybe it's at the back. It's the sort of thing which would definitely be a bit confusing. Yeah, can we take that piston out? Yeah, we can eventually, when we click in the right place. Right, so to take the crankshaft out, we have to lift it up. But let's check the back. Yeah, here's a battery, look. Oh, yeah, that wasn't so tricky, was it? Was there something on the other side? Do we have to deal with the spare wheel? What's this? What is that? It's like an exhaust hole. Alright, there's nothing I can deal with. Oh, I can't even click in the back anymore. I could click... Oh, I can only click where the car battery is meant to be. Alright, that's a little bit nuts. Anyway, oh yes, we're lifting it up again so we can get the crankshaft out, and of course we've got the rear suspension to remove as well. Alright, but in the meantime, what am I doing? Oh yeah, dropping the crankshaft out. Crikey, I'm apparently struggling. There we go. That's the crankshaft removed. So whilst it's up in the air, let's take out the rear suspension as well. Oh god, the zoom's gone all nuts. There's a horribly grey looking wheel. Let's get that off. Alright, and the brakes. And drive axle. axles, etc. Has it got a complicated? It hasn't got a complicated rear suspension. The 560's got a more modern, quite complicated, lots of bits rear suspension, whereas this is the sort of simplistic version of the leaf spring and a little bit of extra bush, which no one will complain about. So yeah, relatively simple compared to the other suspension type, which is nice. There we go. We can get the fuel tank out while we're here. Look, we get the fuel pump out. All this exhaust nonsense. Or at least some of it. I've probably left a bit in the middle. No, that's all right. Good. I like the fact you can see the spare wheel, despite the fact it should be ghosted because it's not really part of the stuff you're dealing with. Like all the bodywork and that is all ghosted at the moment. You can sort of make it out gently. There's no reason to be seeing that. Anyway, all part of the joy of it being a new bit of work on the game. So there's been plenty of other bugs people have been noticing about. Rust and like the battery. I think people have mentioned it was a tricky one. I don't see the problem yet. Maybe it's hard to get back in or something. Should be annoying. There we go. Get the U-bolts off. Alright, I'd already forgotten. Of course, my main issue with this might be affording the replacement parts. So maybe I will have to do some more jobs. Who knows? Okay, so that's all the suspension out. We've got all the exhaust bits out, I believe. Yep. So now it's just the engine block left. Alright. There we go. So that is completely done. Now, how do I check the bodywork condition? Bodywork condition is 80%. Now that might be just because we're missing a light. Because one of the new things they've added is this bodywork, where they've made bits of the bodywork that you can't remove rusty. You need to use this tool to repair your vehicles. I'm not going to do that because it costs a couple of grand, and I'm not convinced I need to. So if I bought this rear light, so it's a bright tail light. Let's try that now, actually. So for an SL. Rear tail light, sorry, right tail light. It's always going to be a rear tail light. I keep doing that. It's stupid. Anyway, blah blah blah. Okay, that's so body condition is 88% with all the. Oh no, it's still missing a trunk. Oh, just good grief. Trunk. There we go. Awesome. So what's the bodywork now? 96%. That's frustrating. I bet it still costs £2,000. Oh, you can see a bit of mess there. Look, I hadn't noticed before. Oh, and on these windows actually, no, I had noticed that, but I hadn't thought about it. So yeah, okay. So there are bits of rust. So this, I believe, so it doesn't tell you until you actually do it. I think it costs £2,000, which I can't afford to do now anyway. I've spent half the money I had on bits of the bodywork. Alright, so let's try fixing what we've got. And I want to fix it to 100%, so some of this stuff is going to break. Yeah, we heard that there. Let's just get through it. It does seem to be... I don't know what... No, I was going to say it does seem to be slightly less stuff breaking, but then there was a little bunch of stuff then. Yeah. Okay. Last few bits. Awesome. Alright, so some of that stuff worked pretty well. So we can start putting some of the bits back in. Yeah. It's nice to have the expensive parts. Why is that only at 72%? Oh, could I not fix that? Okay, so the thing I need to do now is to get rid of all the bits that aren't any good so I don't accidentally put them in the car. And then it's sorted by condition. And I should just get rid of all this stuff that is no good. Otherwise I'll accidentally be adding it back to the car and then be frustrated when something deep in the car is not 100% and it's saying, yeah, your car's at 99%. At the end it'll be like, that's the noise I'll make. Okay, so there we go. Right, that's that little job done. And that's earned me a bit of cash as well. Look, woohoo, cash, woo! So I don't have a distributor now, no. Try to put it in after I've just sold it. Yeah, good work. Okay, we've got an alternator, that's nice. What else might we have? I can't put those bits on from here. What about a crankshaft? I have to put that up in the air to do that. Mechanical fuel injector? Yes, okay. That's nice to have some of the system. Have I managed to put that over the... Isn't that where the spark plugs are going to go? Well, let's see. I'll stick it in, but... well, I'll maybe stick it in. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, let's see. Ignition coils, well, they got fixed. Didn't think you could fix those. Brake servo, that got fixed. Awesome. Alright. Let's pop it up in the air and see if some of the suspension will go back on. So, rear spring axle dubs. Yeah, fuel tanks don't get fixed, no, so that's not going to happen. I don't believe the shock absorbers get fixed either, no. And there's probably springs not either, no. They're sort of things that wear out, aren't they? Ah, but all this is here, that's nice. Ah, awesome. So it would have been quite frustrating to have to stop and go and... Well, I might still have to go and do other jobs to pay for all the parts, but I shouldn't count my chickens. Don't have any chickens, but, you know, it's a good reason not to count them, I suppose. Saves a lot of time. Well, not that much time, because I wouldn't have to count very far. How many chickens? Count all your chickens. Alright, finished. How many chickens was that? It was no chickens. Oh. I thought I had another axle to put on the back here. Was it just because I can't see it properly? What's going on? Oh, it's the knuckle I'm trying to put on. Okay. Well, got to put that on first. Maybe I just missed out. I was chatting too much and noticed. So, I need a rear axle knuckle housing C. Let's start buying some bits. Rear axle knuckle. Rear axle knuckle housing C. So I hope that's what I said. Yeah, awesome. And then we can put our drive axle in. Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then we had one of these, I believe. Yep. We'll need all the bushes, obviously, but and we need another U-bolt. Yeah, okay. So that's not too bad. So using a lot of things. That wasn't the best search parameter. Good. Okay, we need bush as well. So we need 2 for the back and 4 for the front. So let's get our bush. Bush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bushes. Sitting in a tree, and then there wouldn't be bushes. See? Oh dearie me. I feed my brain bacon and this is what happens. I do apologise. Is that all the suspension it is? Pretty much. So I've just got these rear springs, and I might already have the caps, but I can't test that yet. So, rear. Oh, it's got a few things, but springs is one of them. I know I've noticed that the springs are different colours now, because they used to be red. Apparently there's lots of other parts that have changed colours as well, so I only noticed the springs, to be fair, but... And apparently it's on all the cars, I think, not just the Mercedes, like I expected. So that's a shock absorber B. Oh, no. So I wonder if I put in a space B. Yeah, that does kind of work, all the things with the space in front, but there's more than I expected. Rear shock absorber B, that's what I wanted. I'd almost forgotten. Oh, I'll bolt that puppy in. So that is the rear suspension complete, I believe. Did I put that extra U-bolt in I needed? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Did that. Good. So, brakes, that's a bit different. Fuel tank, let's do that whilst we're back here. Fuel tank, we might need a... Oops, that's not how you spell fuel. You might need a fuel pump as well. Let's see, so that's the tank. The pump often gets fixed though, so no, we don't have one. Fuel pump. How are we doing for cash? Not too bad still. Alright, so I've got the exhaust section, that might be quite expensive. Alright, rear suspension done, let's go back down to front. So did we put the crankshaft in yet? No. Alright, let's do that. We've got one, that's a good start. Ah, the crankshaft bearing caps, we've got some of these too. These are definitely easier to put in before we put in the suspension. Although, of course, with the suspension ghost in the way, it might be just as tricky. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference really, does it? You still got to avoid the ghost, otherwise it'll be like, oh, you want to put this bit in? Like, no, I'm trying to do the crankshaft bearing caps. So, I've missed one, or we've got an extra one. There we go. So they've got all the caps, that's unusual, usually at least one missing. Ah, okay, we don't have that though. What's that? A front cross, suspension cross member B. Cross member. Front suspension cross member B, that's $400. Must have bought the right one. Okay, so we can start fixing things to that if we've got them. Steering knuckles, yes. Can we come out a bit? There we go. And front wheel hub, we've only got one of those though. And we've got these suspension arms, yep, awesome. So we've been relatively lucky with the fixing so far, which is nice. And I shouldn't speak too soon, of course, but it's not been too bad. So double wishbone shock absorber, yeah, they won't get fixed. So yeah, enter. No, make enter work as well as return, please, people. Now I forgot what I wanted. Oh yeah, double wishbone shock absorber. Slightly further down than you thought. And you kind of expect to see it at an angle because they're wishbone ones, and you sort of see them at an angle. Front springs. There we go. And is there a cap for the top? There is, and I need that too. Front absorber cap thing. If I'd remembered what it would be called, that would have been much, much more useful. Is it just a cap? That's no. Oh yeah, there it is. The thing I'm looking for, described by the words it's called. Shouldn't be difficult. Steering rack, good. Won't have the tie rods. Front sway bar, no. So we need a front sway bar B. Front sway bar B. We need inner and outer tie rods. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 6 of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't afford to overspend. Right, inner tie rod, outer tie rod. Good. Oh, we'll need these as well. Swunt fra bay. Yep, good words. Sway buff ending B. Sway bar front end link B. 2 of. Okay. Oh, we've got the bushes, of course, so we can stick them in. Stick it in your bush. Why are you laughing? I don't understand. You're not laughing. Why aren't you laughing? Because it was shit. Yeah, okay. And not even slightly been used before in a previous video. My single entendres. So front knuckle and front wheel hub. No, we need one of them. Front wheel hub. Yep. Okay, we are going to run out of money soon, so we might have to do some jibs. A little bit of jibs. And working for our pocket money. Oh, come on. Recalcitrant nut. Oh yeah, we've got our wishbone, doobery-doo, and it's spring and cap. Awesome. Oh yeah, we've got this upper dude. Let's get that on. Upper dude. I think we have one of these. Yeah. Alright, so that's the front suspension finished? Yeah, I think so. Got the brake system put on, but otherwise. Right, so we need to drop the engine and pop into the top for the pistons. What am I doing? Where am I? Who's going what now? So, I probably needed 6 pistons, didn't I? Wouldn't have been a 4-stroke. Yeah, 6. So I'm going to start. In fact, if I spend any more money, I won't be able to fix any other cars up either. Maybe it's time to sell something out of the. I really don't want to. Really. Oh my God! There's more parking. That's my ambition, to fill up the parking, and they've added 2 more. Well, it makes me even less wanting to sell anything. So okay, so we've got the car to this state. And exactly what state is that? 48%. Halfway. Good. But we still have lots of bits in the inventory, so it's not like the end of the world. 2 rims, look, out of the 4 we require. So that's joyful. In fact, we can get rid of a few more of these bits. We've got the exhaust manifold, for instance, I can pop on. I'm on the right side, of course. Oh no, it's gone to the top of the engine. I haven't put that on yet. Alright, nope. Stuff that. Right, let's look for a job. Let's get some more cash. In fact, this has probably been a long enough video, but I'll just finish off with a quick job. There aren't any quick jobs. Well, let's come back next time then. We'll do a bit more work on it next time. We'll finish it off next time, hopefully. But we'll need to do some jobs first. I thought it was close enough to be able to do the job, but I can't open the door. Look, is that because it's on the loader? Oh, interesting. I guess they found that goes up through there, but I didn't think it would. I think it would have just cleared it. But anyway, all right. We'll come back next time when we're almost there, but just 1 or 2 more episodes, and we'll have 2 purpley pink Mercedes. Yes, I'm not going to leave it brown, obviously. So come back then for more of this. Thank you very much.